That was not the button I hit, but okay. Let's try that again.
That works.
There we go.
Shit.
What did you do?
Oh, I hit my cable and it pulled the USB hub off my computer.
Live, everybody. Anyway, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and people of the internet, to Saturday Night Fantasy Log. This is the WWE Fantasy Log, where we go through the week in wrestling, we talk some news, we score the fantasy league for WWE programming, so on and so forth. I am, as always, your host, James Phoenix. With me are Jeff and Tiff.
Up.
Hey, yeah.
Hey, yo. All right. So, we're going to do the usual. We're going to start with news and then go from there. Sound good? Okay, let's do it.
No, it doesn't sound good.
Well, fuck you.
All right, back at ya.
All right. Just a random note at the top of the news, because I know it did happen this week. I'm not discussing Miz and Maurice's baby shower, because that's gonna become relevant when it actually airs on Miz and Mrs. on the USA Network. So we're not going to talk about that. Just be aware that it happened. There's a variety of pictures that came out of it, including one on Dana Brooke's Instagram of a picture of a portrait of them that was at the baby shower of the two of them nude. Just saying.
Of two of them, what?
Nude. Nothing, you can't
That's
see
what
it.
you said.
It's one of those tasteful nude pregnancy shoots, but the Miz is naked too.
Okay.
So it's on Dana Brooke's Instagram if you want to see it.
The most must-see porno?
It's tasteful nude photography. It's not porn.
Maybe not to you.
You have problems then. Anyway, moving along.
Wasn't talking about me.
Yeah, sure you weren't.
I haven't seen it actually, so no, I wasn't.
All right. Right on the top of the news, this was announced on Raw, but let's cover it here. The next WWE Hall of Fame inductee is Ivory.
Which makes her exclusion from the Royal Rumble all the more puzzling.
It does, but like I said, she was probably busy. And also, it makes that much more special because it's, oh my God, Ivory, we haven't seen her in a while, versus, oh, she was in the Rumble a few weeks ago. You know. So, congratulations to Ivory, and we look forward to that. She definitely deserves it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, moving along. Let's see, what else we got? Speaking of relevant women in the WWE right now, let's go with that. Throw this out here real quick. Of course, we all know after the Women's Royal Rumble that Ronda Rousey is here in the WWE.
Yeah.
So the current rumored plan, and again, nothing is 100%, and of course, this is all grain of salt until WWE says otherwise or shows otherwise. Ronda Rousey will, of course, be competing in some capacity at WrestleMania 34. And it seems likely that she will be competing in a mixed tag match with a partner to be determined against Triple H and Stephanie McMahon.
It's not going to be The Rock.
You don't think it'll be The Rock?
No, I'm asking.
Oh, you said it's not going to be The Rock.
Yeah, well, I'm asking. It's like, because I thought I saw a picture of it somewhere where it was Triple H and Stephanie McMahon against Ronda Rousey and The Rock. So I was assuming it was
that is what WWE would like to happen.
Mm-hmm.
However, because of The Rock's filming schedule, and as Jeff likes to frequently bring up, the movie contracts that forbid you from putting yourself at risk of physical harm while you're under movie contract, there is some other possibilities.
You do know why that clause is in there, right?
Well, yeah, so they don't get injured and have to delay their movie and lose a lot of money.
No, it's because if they don't have that clause in there and force their actors not to do that, the insurance companies won't insure the actors.
Mm-hmm.
And if the actors aren't insured, they won't use them. So basically, effectively by law, they cannot do anything that would put themselves in harm aside from the movie. The movie is the only thing that could possibly harm them.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Oh, well, that kind of makes sense because, yeah, the studios don't want to put 1/3 of their budget into one actor's insurance just because he's a wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Because that would make for a shit movie if a third of the budget went to one person.
It's true. It's true.
Okay, so what are the other possibilities?
But then again, at the same time, it's like, okay, we don't let you wrestle, but I mean, half the shit that other celebrities do, and like, it's okay for that.
Like what?
Like, okay, we're not going to show the wrestlers because wrestler might get hurt, but then like, freaking, somebody turns around and ODs. It's like, we're
Yeah,
going
but
to
they're not ODing for like. ODing is not the same as going to wrestle and getting your brains bashed in.
No, it's not, but it's still renders you unable to appear in the movie you're contracted for. You'd think that, I mean, depending on who the people are being insured, you would think there would be an increased insurance cost for risk of that kind of thing, or like, or risk of things like, oh, I don't know, dude in a franchise about fast cars dying in a car wreck.
Yeah, that's true. But then what are you going to do? Like, forbid him from driving? That's kind of stupid.
No, but
Well, what about the ones that have the
I was saying
guns?
I would think that would be a higher insurance rate. That would be a concern. Is all I was saying.
Potentially.
Potentium. Anyway, so other possibilities. Apparently, in this order, in the order of most preferred partner to least preferred partner of options, are The Rock, Kurt Angle, Shane McMahon, and Seth Rollins. So, like I said, they want The Rock, but right now that's probably not a possibility given the movie situation. So, we'll have to see where they end up along that list. Each of these makes sense. Kurt makes sense because there is that established animosity between him and Hunter over what happened with Jason Jordan. Shane makes sense because there's obvious animosity between him and his sister, and therefore Triple H by extent, especially with the way Shane initially came back to the WWE a year or two ago. And Seth makes sense because Seth has pre-established beef with Triple H, even if off-televised events have brought that into question. So there is legitimate storyline reason why any of these people might team up with Ronda Rousey to take them on.
Yeah, Shane's not happening because he's got his hands full with SmackDown, and he's still kind of partially the bad guy over there, so that won't work. The others, I could kind of see that. The other possibility is just a straight up one-on-one match, Ronda Rousey versus Stephanie McMahon.
It's possible, but I don't know. Like I said, the problem is that would be a terrible match.
Yes, it would.
Because Ronda Rousey is an MMA fighter. She's going to have WWE training by then, but still going to be green in the WWE method of wrestling. And Stephanie, while she can get it on in the ring, is not a wrestler. That would be a garbage match, which is why it makes sense if they have the two of them being carried by Triple H, one of the best ever in the ring, and another talented male wrestling superstar like any of the people that are mentioned. Even Shane is good in the ring. It would help carry the match.
True.
All right, so we will see how that plays out.
Daniel Bryan makes his return to the ring.
Yeah. Especially given the fact that, on the assumption that Roman Reigns is going to win the Elimination Chamber match, Seth Rollins still, as he pointed out on Raw, doesn't have a match for WrestleMania. And I can't imagine any situation in which WWE would not go out of their way to have Seth freaking Rollins on the WrestleMania card. So what else we got here? Let's take this outside the WWE for just a moment, because this is really interesting to consider. Has anybody out there heard the MMA rumors recently?
Nope, don't follow MMA.
Nope.
So, of course, it's been well documented that CM Punk will probably be doing another MMA fight soon. You may have heard this.
I have heard about that, yes.
And right now, the rumor is that Punk would take on fighter Mike Jackson, who has an equal score to Punk in a 0-1 record right now.
So they're both losers.
They are. In the second UFC bout at the UFC 225 pay-per-view in his hometown of Chicago, Illinois, this coming June. However, rumors began swirling earlier this week about another possibility, and that would be making his transition from the world of boxing the possibility of the fight at UFC 225 being CM Punk versus Floyd Money Mayweather.
Yeah, no, Mayweather will knock him out in one punch.
Yeah, if he can land the punch. Remember, this is an MMA fight, not a boxing match.
This is CM Punk. He'll land the punch.
No, he won't. CM Punk is nothing if CM Punk is agile as hell. CM Punk will move out of the way when he's got the ability to do so. The only reason Mayweather beat McGregor is because it was a boxing match. There are rumors that Mayweather wants to transition from boxing to MMA, and rumors of him wanting to fight Punk in his first Octagon appearance. And while that's a long way from happening, the media is starting to bite, and the Mayweather camp is fueling the fire with comments. And now betting sites are actually releasing opening lines for a proposed Punk and Mayweather showdown. Opening odds for such a fight have Punk a 3-1 favorite, opening at -300. While Mayweather is set at a +220, meaning a $100 bet on Mayweather would net you $220 profit if he were to win. So the odds seem to say Punk would destroy him.
I don't know that Punk could keep up with him. Unless he's slowed down. Because boxers are incredibly fast. Boxers have some of the best footwork in any fighting discipline.
They do. But remember how an MMA fight works. All Mayweather's footwork isn't going to do jack shit when Punk ducks a single punch and double leg takedowns his ass and has him pinned down on the mat the whole time and then starts choking his ass out with an anaconda vice.
But you're assuming Punk can dodge the punch. Because you also have to remember, boxers also have some of the fastest hands in any fighting discipline. When Mayweather throws a punch, I don't know if Punk will even see it coming. That's how fast Mayweather is with his punches.
I think Punk will at least block it if not see it coming, and that's if Mayweather gets the opportunity to throw the punch. If Punk comes straight at him, he won't get the opportunity. In a follow-up, Joe Rogan commented on this. If you guys know who Joe Rogan is.
No.
I will take your deafening silence as I know. Joe Rogan, he's a known stand-up comedian. You've seen him on a lot of things, but he's also a commentator for UFC. And during the latest episode of his Joe Rogan Experience podcast, he spoke about the possibility of this fight, noting that number one, if the Conor Floyd UFC rematch in UFC ever takes place, Floyd doesn't stand a chance. Whatever the odds are, that's cute. I bet it's going to be 900-1. Conor's going to kick his legs out. Then if he decides to shoot in and clinch, McGregor's going to clinch and he's going to ragdoll him. He then switched about the possibility of a Mayweather-Punk fight, adding that Floyd's got a real chance against Punk. So he seems to think that Mayweather would have a chance against Punk, so who knows? But that will be a very interesting fight to see if that comes to fruition. But either way, that wouldn't be happening until UFC 225 in June. In the intervening time frame, let's transition away from that and transition to what else we got here? Let's see. Well, speaking of talent, might be switching companies. Let's go with that. Or that has switched companies, rather. WWE has signed a number of prominent new talents this week. The first of which is former TNA wrestler Amanpreet Singh, who is of Indian descent, if you could not tell by the name.
Jim?
Yep.
Before we continue, I'd like to say, hi, Tachi!
Okay, then.
He's watching.
All right, then. Well, hello.
Hello.
Oh, Tachi, if you're watching, Hasbro has the Power Rangers toys now. Anyway,
He knows. He and I have been talking about it while you've been mumbling on and on.
well, fuck you too. Why don't you read the fucking news then, asshole? I'm the reason this show exists.
Hey, I'm listening to what you're saying.
You're not listening to shit.
So, Indian dude, continue.
I'm on Preet Singh. He's already at the Performance Center for training. The company says he is a powerful figure that stands 6'2" and weighs 240. He endured a difficult childhood by channeling his energies into sports. He's a self-taught bodybuilder who won local competitions before turning his focus to wrestling in 2011. Training under the likes of Savio Vega and Al Snow, Singh enjoyed success inside the ring in his native India, as well as in the US and the UK.
Oh, okay then.
And he wrestled in TNA Impact between 2011 and 2012 in Ring Ka King, which was the promotion backed by TNA. And then again in 2014 and 2017 under the name Mahabali Shera.
Well, given what you've said about his physical stature, that just means if he goes to WWE, he's promptly not going to have any success because he's going to be billed as a big man who historically have had no success in WWE.
Kevin Nash says what?
Kevin Nash says, ow, my quad.
Kevin Nash says, I have multiple world titles.
Now, with WWE, he has one, doesn't he?
I thought it was 2, but I could be wrong.
It could be 2.
Kevin Nash says, I was in the most successful wrestling stable of all time.
Not in WWE. That was in WCW. I'm talking WWE.
The NWO was in the NWO was in the WWE, dumb shit.
After they were successful, dumb shit.
Yeah, they were still there. And in no particular order, in WWE, Kevin Nash held the World Heavyweight Championship one time, the Intercontinental title one time, the Tag Team Championships twice with Shawn Michaels. And mind you, he is a Hall of Famer, has won 4 different Slammy Awards, and is the 3rd ever Triple Crown champion.
Okay, this guy might win, like, mid-card titles. That's entirely a possibility. Those are handed around like candy, but, like, the main title, very rarely does a big man get that. Vince, as much as he loves big, sweaty men, usually uses them to make everyone else look good. I mean, look at the Bludgeon Brothers. I mean, yeah, they're popular now, but those two are amazing wrestlers. Mm-hmm. And what does Vince do? Go out there and be the Big Show. It's like, dude, they could go out there and be Shawn fucking Michaels. That's how good they are in the ring. But does Vince let him do it? No, because they're big men.
Mm-hmm. Roman Reigns says what?
Roman Reigns is, well, yeah, but Roman Reigns is being groomed to be The Rock. There's a difference. Fuck, dude. Fucking, what's his face? Harper could do a fucking kip up, dude. A kip up. A man of his size doing a kip up. And they won't let him fucking do anything. What the fuck?
Well, that shit happens.
I mean,
they're heading in
Braun Strowman, that dude is fucking faster than half the roster, and what is he doing? Big strongman stuff, which is fine if it's his character, but still, it's like they have all this talent, but because they're big men, Vince is like, well, you're a big man, therefore you're pigeonholed into this.
Now, Vince isn't going to be running that much longer, so.
True. Triple H is going to be running it.
Yeah. Also, I make the point to you, clearly the dude has some kind of chance. The fucking Great Khali was the World Heavyweight Champion.
He did that because he didn't want to piss off a country. Because he knew damn well if he didn't give Great Khali the title at least once, India would put his head on a pike. He knew that.
I also point out to you the Big Show. For that matter. The Big Show is, for the record, by the way, the only man to have held the primary world championship of the WWE, the WCW, and ECW. He's the only man to have held all 3.
That's fair. He's also probably the only man given a chance to hold all 3.
He might be. Also, the fucking Undertaker.
Yeah, but he's never been really billed as the classic big man. I mean, one of his signature moves is old school where he goes on the top fucking rope.
Right, which is my point. Just because he is a big man doesn't mean every big man gets pigeonholed into that slot, is all I'm saying.
We'll see.
Anyway.
I just have a feeling.
Well, we'll give him a shot. We'll see what happens. In the meantime, in addition, WWE has also signed German MMA fighter Nikolai Salchow.
Okay.
Sao Sago's on that. A masterful grappler. A new and dangerous gladiator has entered the ranks of the Performance Center. Nikolai Salchow is the latest recruit to begin training under WWE PC coaching staff in Orlando, Florida. Though a newcomer to the world of sports entertainment, Salchow is a former MMA fighter who's no stranger to combat sports. Hailing from Dusseldorf, Germany, he stands 6 feet tall and weighs 230 pounds. He holds a 6-1 record in professional fights, with 3 of his wins coming via the first-round TKOs. He was previously a member of the Black Zillions camp, which was once among the most prolific teams in MMA, training alongside the likes of former UFC light heavyweight Anthony Johnson and former UFC light heavyweight champion Rashad Evans. In addition to holding brown belts in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and the Brazilian martial art of Luta Livre, Salchow has won titles in grappling and Thai boxing competitions. He captured the attention of WWE scouts attending a tryout in the WWE PC last June. He cites The Rock and Vader as 2 of his biggest influences in sports entertainment.
Fair. Sounds like this guy would be fun to watch in the ring.
I agree. I want to see that guy. All right, moving along. That out of here. Let's see. Oh, what else we got? Speaking of people who are fun to watch in the ring, but who we won't be watching in the ring anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
It was announced in a brief message this week that the WWE and now former WWE Cruiserweight Rich Swann agreed to part ways. Of course, Swann was suspended late last year after a domestic violence charge against his wife. Those charges were dropped because there was insufficient evidence to continue the investigation, but I can understand why they might agree it might not be the best idea to bring him back, especially given what other cruiserweights have been up to in the intervening time frame. Nothing to say about that? Nobody? Okay.
I saw that coming.
Fair enough.
Mhm.
Speaking of other people who we haven't seen in a while, but who we will be seeing again, our good old friend Big Cass has been spotted working out at the Performance Center. He apparently looks to be in great shape, but isn't taking any bumps yet, which would be the next step in his recovery. It was initially suggested he be sidelined 9 months after his ACL surgery in August, so it's been 6 months about since then. So he has an outside shot of surprise WrestleMania appearance, but that does not seem likely and depends on whether the medical staff clears him. The expectation is that his huge push will resume upon his return. Speaking of injured people,
Fair.
let's carry that on. Jason Jordan won't be at WrestleMania. His recent neck injury and subsequent neck surgery will cause him to miss the granddaddy of them all. Kurt Angle announced this, but did not divulge any further information.
That was already announced on Raw this week.
I know. I'm announcing it again. So, we wish Jason Jordan and Big Cass both speedy recoveries. Let's see what else we got here. Let's jump over here. I don't have a segue, but let's talk about this. Kind of fun to note. WWE issued a press release yesterday touting the fact that the WWE Mattel action figures are ranking #1. According to the MPD group, WWE had the #1 selling action figure in the U.S. in 2017, surpassing all action figure sales of other major entertainment brands and blockbuster films. So that's cool. As WWE's global master toy licensor since 2009, Mattel's WWE Basic Action Figure series is the longest-running continuous action figure assortment in history. By the way, with more than 400 unique superstars spanning the collection, the series celebrates the history of WWE spanning from the legends of the 80s to the present superstars of today. So that's cool. Congratulations to WWE on their major action figure sales. Speaking of places that might soon want some more action figures, It was also announced that WWE has inked a new television deal for New Zealand. Specifically, the channel Maori Television is going to broadcast WWE programming on free-to-air TV for the first time in New Zealand. Beginning February 24th, Maori Television Channel, English and Te Rao Maori, will televise a 1-hour version of Raw at 7:30 p.m. on Saturdays and a 1-hour version of SmackDown at 7:30 p.m. on Sundays. The Te Rao channel will also broadcast a Te Rao Maori version of Raw on Mondays at 9 p.m. We are excited to partner with Maori Television to deliver localized WWE content in New Zealand, said Michelle Wilson, WWE co-president. This new agreement to televise Raw and SmackDown on free-to-air TV in both English and Te Rao Maori for the first time allows us to deliver our unique brand of action-packed, family-friendly entertainment to our passionate fans in the region. Maori Television is thrilled to embark on this new relationship with WWE, a leading global entertainment company, as we set to further engage new audiences with Te Rao Maori, said Mike Rihu, head of content, Maori Television. All Maori Television WWE content will feature New Zealand's indigenous language as a component, and we have engaged with some of the finest Te Rao Maori experts in the land to weave Rao and Tikanga into all platforms of broadcasts. They will also broadcast WWE highlight shows, WWE Experience at 7:30, and this week at 11:10 p.m. on Fridays. Fans can watch all the programs on 14-day authenticated VOD catch-up through Maori Television's website, maoritelevision.com. So congratulations to our good friends at the Kiwis for joining us in the WWE universe. Good times. All right, what else we got here? Let's take care of this real quick. I know we forgot to cover it last week, so let's make sure we cover it this week. I fucked up on that. That was my bad. The mixed match challenge continues, and this week Elias and Bailey took on Rusev and Lana.
Rusev Day! Rusev Day!
So, Elias showed up on the MMC with his ribs taped up, selling the fact that he got a base smashed over his back on Raw, but we'll get to that.
Was this the week before or this week?
Oh, thank you. Our good friend Tachi has corrected me. My pronunciation was off. It is evidently not Maori, it's Maori. So, that's Maori. Sorry about that. You were saying, Tiff.
You're doing the recap of the mixed match challenge.
Yes.
You're going off of this week's, correct?
Yes.
But what about, are you recapping? Are you going to recap next week's, last week's, or no?
I wasn't going to bother, but if you have it and you want to talk about it, we can.
I was just wondering. I just wanted to know who won that challenge.
Oh. Well, we can cover last week's too. Let me do this week's and we'll talk about last week's.
Okay.
So, after an instrumental intro, Elias and Bailey both introduced themselves to the audience. And they both had guitars, by the way.
Huh.
Hello, I am Elias. Hello, I am Bailey. But before they could continue, they were interrupted by Rusev and Lana. They wore matching ring gear. And, we know that Rusev was training Lana for the tournament by having her break boards and shout, "Lana is number one." So,
take what you will.
yeah, so the story of the match was Lana trying to prove herself, so they had a back and forth. They did some good times. Bailey started out wrestling Lana, and Lana threatened to hit her with Elias's guitar, which she picked up, but Rusev stopped her. Elias got mad that his guitar got dropped on the ground, so he went out, strummed it to make sure it's still in tune, and then put it back. Elias and Rusev had some back and forths. Elias managed to escape an accolade. Lana ran wild on Bailey and managed to hit her with an X Factor. And then Bailey went up top but got tripped off the top turnbuckle. And she actually got tripped off and then smacked her face into the top turnbuckle. And then Lana was able to pin her for the victory for Team Rusev and Lana. Lana then gave a victory speech in Russian during a post-match interview conducted by Renee Young. And Rusev then closed the promo by declaring that today is Ravishing Rusev Day.
Also, and I don't know how to feel about this. Did you see what Rusev was wearing?
Mm-mm.
Well, you know what Lana's ring gear looks like, right?
Yeah, it's bright blue and sparkly.
Imagine that on Rusev.
He could pull it off.
Yeah, he had matching gear with his wife. Aw.
Yeah, it's cute. Why not?
It looked weird on Rusev. That pattern just like because you know she like wears like the single piece, and that on Rusev with that design was just what? But yeah, I noticed. I was like, wait, he's matching her. Oh god.
He is matching her. Oh god. This was also, by the way, for the full-on record. I should note that this was Lana's first main roster victory in a match. So good for her.
Is that the black and white they were wearing? Jeff?
It was either black and white or blue and white. I thought it was blue and white, but I could be wrong. But it's basically Lana's ring gear on Rusev.
Fair enough. Anyway. So let's see here. What else we got here? Let's see. So that's Tiv as we will look at last week's MMC fight. If I can find the damn result. No, let's see. This would be 2, 6. Let's see. Come on. That was useless.
It's fine. Let's just continue and I'll look it up later.
We'll get it. We'll get it. Oh, here we go. Let's see here. Should be in here somewhere. Here we go. Okay, so last week's MMC was Goldust and Mandy Rose, his new partner since Foxy got injured, taking on the team of Jimmy Uso and Naomi. All right. So, and there was for this was a particularly unique match because there was a fan vote to determine a special guest referee for this match. And the winner of that vote was Daniel Bryan. So Daniel came out to referee the match. And it's worth noting that during the match, Lana and Rusev were trolling people in the comment section of the Facebook watch stream. As there does tend to be at least one other team in the comment section during these matches being streamed. So, the men started, went through a few spots. Goldust wanted a breather because of his age, jokingly, but it was a ploy, but Jimmy had a ploy of his own. A contest between the teams that toppling each other in public displays of affection saw the married couple up the ante by kissing. A yes chant gave Goldust the courage to try for a kiss from Mandy Rose, but it was a trick because Jimmy stuck up behind Goldust and rolled him up with a schoolboy, but Daniel Bryan refused to count the pinfall because of unsportsmanlike conduct. The women then picked up the pace as Mandy took control over Naomi for a while and slapped Jimmy in the face in the process. That led to a hot tag to Jimmy, who ran wild and hit an Umaga splash in the corner. Mandy jumped in the ring to break up the count on Goldust. There were some double team spots. Naomi hit a plancha. And for the finish, Naomi hit Goldust with a rear view. And Jimmy then went off the top into the Uso splash, as it were. And so so Jimmy Uso and Naomi did claim the victory here. And after the match, Rusev and Lana came out for a promo. Rusev led the crowd in chanting, "Lana is the best, Lana is number one," and Lana vowed that they would win next week and celebrate Rusev Day, which, as we already mentioned, they did. So your MFC catch-up is complete. We good?
Alrighty, thank you.
You're welcome. Now, speaking of special WWE events, we got to talk about this, because it's kind of the big WWE news of the week here. Jeff, feel free to chime in here.
Okay.
It was initially rumored and then confirmed by WWE that we are getting rid of single brand pay-per-views.
Yeah.
Ticketmaster sent out an email, and this initially came up on Tuesday. Ticketmaster sent out an email, to people who have bought seats for the May pay-per-view Backlash to inform them that the pay-per-view would feature superstars from both Raw and SmackDown, which was a major change, as previously only the big 4 or 5 were dual-branded matches. And so early speculation was that the single-branded pay-per-views were going away, although it was not confirmed until later in the week. Let's see.
Oh, and by the way, plan to spend another hour at our lovely establishment that evening.
Yeah, pretty much.
Which, I don't know how I feel about that. I agree with one thing that you mentioned, Jim, when we were discussing it, with the whole it'll make for a better flow in terms of feuds and stuff. That's a huge positive. But every pay-per-view being at least 4 hours long, people already hate 3-hour-long Raw. Making this 4 hours? Dude, I don't know about that. And especially since pay-per-views are on Sundays, you're going to make it 1 hour longer on a fucking school night. Really?
Well, yeah, but it'll make it 1 hour earlier, not 1 hour later.
I don't know about that. I still don't know about that. And then there's the pre-show and
yeah, it'll run. The pre-shows will run from 5 to 7, and the pay-per-views will run from 7 to 11.
Yeah, so you have a 5-hour event.
That's 6.
6-hour event. That's too much.
It is
way too much.
Right, but realize how this is going to work now, though, because with everything dual branded, there'll be a lot more relevant matches. There won't be shit matches just to take up time on the card.
No, but as I pointed out, people are either going to get bored halfway through the event, or they're just going to get burned out and not really give a shit about the rest of the event because they'll just be so burned out from just too much wrestling.
But they won't, because like I said, they'll pace it out so there are some less intense matches. People can catch a breather and do what they need to do, and they'll be invested because they'll all be top quality matches.
I don't know. We'll see.
We'll realize something. At the very least, there's going to be a relevance, because that means every pay-per-view is cross-branded, which means that every single pay-per-view, there's the possibility of 9 different championships being defended.
Yep. Also, fuck you, Michael Cole. So much for the only time during the year that Raw and SmackDown cross paths. Now they'll cross paths every fucking month.
Yep.
I don't know. I think that I think wrestling fatigue is going to set in. It's already starting to set in, and this is just going to exacerbate it. But we'll see. That may just be my opinion, but just based on what I've seen, from a production standpoint, it makes complete and total sense. From the storylines to financial, it makes complete and total sense. But I think it is the worst possible option from the viewer standpoint, because fatigue is just going to set in. It's just too much. Also, fucking hypocrite Vince McMahon. Fuck you, you old senile piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Going on the XFL thing and saying, no one will want to watch 3 hours of sports. Oh, and by the way, I'm increasing all my pay-per-views to 4 hours. You're just like, what? What?
Yes, but as a counterpoint, football is a bunch of dudes running back and forth on a field. WWE is sports entertainment. It's designed to keep you entertained for that duration of time.
Well, it fails,
Yeah,
obviously,
well.
because everybody says that Raw is too fucking long, and everybody says no one gives a shit about the third hour usually, because that's too goddamn long.
Yeah, well, we'll see. Anyway, speaking of the latest Wrestling Observer Radio, our good buddy Dave Meltzer, grain of salt,
Fuck him.
indicated one of the reasons they're likely doing this is because attendance hasn't been great, especially for SmackDown pay-per-views. Another reason is that because of the alternating schedule, there was sometimes a long period of time before a pay-per-view for a given brand, which is slowing down booking tremendously, sometimes for multiple months.
That's, like I said, that's fair.
The downside for the wrestlers is, of course, it'll be tough to fit them all onto each pay-per-view, which raises the questions or the risk that the company will run each pay-per-view for 4 hours just to get everyone on the show.
They're going to have to, because they're going to have to feature all 1, 2, 3, all 6, 7 titles, because they're going to have to put 205 Live on there too. And they're going to have at least 2 to 3 non-title matches for just straight up feuds. So bare minimum, you're going to have in every pay-per-view at least a 10-match card, if not more. You have to. Otherwise, you're just shafting people.
Well, that's just it.
Otherwise, you're saying the only feuds that matter are title feuds, which fuck you know.
But I don't think it will be all title feuds because, like I said, they're not going to defend every title on all pay-per-views. I just don't think it'll happen. There'll be some months where every title isn't necessarily just going to be defended on a given pay-per-view. There'll be some months where the tag titles won't necessarily be defended, or a women's title won't necessarily be defended. They'll alternate it out. So, okay, the Raw title's on this one, the SmackDown on that one. They'll alternate the titles so that there's not overwhelming, title matches, and so that other non-title feuds can get time.
I think the women's titles are the ones that are pretty much going to be guaranteed to be defended because they're super high on the women's evolution right now and pushing the women.
Mm-hmm.
And if it wasn't for the fact that Brock Lesnar is the current Universal Champion, I would say the main titles, I think, are pretty much a lock to be defended. But no, Brock will just be like, don't take me off the card. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, but the thing is, that's 4 titles. And I agree with those. Yeah, you're probably going to get those on the pay-per-views, but you won't necessarily get, there could be a month where, say, the Raw or SmackDown Women's Champion is involved in a tag team match at the pay-per-view as opposed to a title defense.
I suppose.
There's also I would see, like I said, I guarantee you the 2 mid-card titles are negotiable, and they could actually balance it out by having the women's titles and the world titles be defended on pay-per-views when that's a big deal, but balance it out by having the mid-card titles, much like they do a lot of times, having the mid-card titles be regularly defended on TV so that it's not as big a deal if they're not defended on pay-per-view.
And how's that going to make the mid-card people feel if their titles are bumped for the Cruiserweight Championship?
Well, like I said, the Cruiserweight Championship won't necessarily be at every pay-per-view either. We'll have to see. They don't necessarily have a Cruiserweight match every. They can have just a Cruiserweight 6-man match on a pre-show that doesn't involve the title or that the champion is involved in.
Yeah, so just keep framing 205 Live, why don't you?
As long as 205 Live gets 1 match on the pay-per-view, it's a small brand. That's what it needs. They'll get 1 match on a card. If you give, say, 4 matches to each brand, you got a good card. It's 8 matches, maybe a pre-show match for each, and then the Cruiserweight match.
I don't know. I just think they have too much to run one show without having it be entirely too long. That's just how I feel.
I think they're just going to. Yeah, so I think some people are just going to have to get shafted. That's just going to be how it is.
I don't think that's good for anybody except for maybe Vince McMahon. So that's why I'm like, I don't have a good feeling about this, but we'll see.
Well, it's good for the bottom line so the company doesn't hemorrhage money and stays a viable employer for all these people.
Might be better if it wasn't a viable employer for all these people. They might actually go to some place where they're valued, and B, they can still make a good living.
No one else has the money to pay all these people.
There's a lot of viable places they could go. ROH, NJPW, they could move to Canada.
Yeah, but ROH and NJPW don't have the money to pay 40 to 50, top-tier superstars.
Yeah.
Anyway, in a follow-up to the story, the plan appears to be that there's going to be 14 pay-per-views this year and then drop it down to 12 per year as of 2019. All the minor ones will likely be increased in time to compensate, but we'll have to see, which could also suggest that multi-person matches will become more common, and the commonality of them will continue. The schedule is as follows for the duration of 2018. It's worth noting that the single-branded pay-per-views that are already booked for right now, of course, Elimination Chamber and Fastlane will go on as single-branded. Post-WrestleMania is when this will kick in.
Mm-hmm.
So WrestleMania will be April the 8th. Backlash will be on May 6th. Money in the Bank will be on June 17th. Extreme Rules will be on July 15th. SummerSlam is on August 19th. Hell in a Cell is on September 16th. TLC will be October 21st. Survivor Series on November the 18th. And the year will round out with the Clash of Champions on December 16th.
Okay, then.
So we shall see.
Also, this is gonna fuck with people's wages too. Because don't you get paid more if you're in the main event?
Mm.
And so now being one card, basically anyone who works on Shaftdown is basically going to get shafted in their wages because, let's face it, Vince gives zero fucks about SmackDown, so it's always going to be a Raw title match. That's the main event. They're never going to do a SmackDown main event. I can almost guarantee you.
We'll have to see. Because it depends on a feud. If SmackDown has a slightly bigger feud and Roman is like, I'm just having a match, I'm just having a match against The Miz because we're biding time until, another feud opponent is ready, I could see SmackDown getting a main event. Especially given that if AJ is still the champion.
No, then Vince will just give the main event spot to the Raw Women's division.
We'll see.
That's the other thing, too, is with so many superstars to juggle, potentially the women could get shafted.
Like I said, I think we'll have to see because it's already pretty much well known that Triple H is going to be moving up and taking over production of the main roster imminently when Vince moves over to focus more on the XFL. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. It's already been noted that Triple H is already building up his own team in NXT in preparation for moving his team up with him to the main roster in order to run things so he has people he knows and trusts. Not to mention, Triple H is already getting more exposure to that because he's now in charge of 205 Live.
Yep.
So I think Triple H will pull it off. But we'll see.
We'll see.
So with all that, let's move on to the show proper. We will score some shit and discuss some shit and all that kind of stuff. First of all, let's go take a look at where the scores rest at the moment.
Yeah.
Let me fire up the old screen share. Boop. 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 Alrighty. So as everybody can see here, currently in the lead at 4,061 points is the Balor Club Worldwide. In second place, not too far behind at 3,952 is the Blissful Ride of Justice. And trailing way behind in third, 1,000 points behind, is me, the Woken Beast Slayer, formerly certified, at 2,934. And if we go on over to the leaderboards, we can see up at the top of the leaderboard, still well in first place, is Cruiserweight Cedric Alexander at 422 points. The WWE Champion AJ Styles clocking in second place at 310. In third is the United States Champion Bobby Roode at 297. Followed by Roman Reigns at 278. We got Seth freaking Rollins clocking in at 271. Followed by the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, at 267. Finn Balor clocking in at 253, just a couple points ahead of the monster among men, Braun Strowman, at 251. Sami Zayn of Team Cammy on SmackDown coming in at 239. And rounding out the top 10 is the winner of the Men's Royal Rumble, Shinsuke Nakamura, at 225. So with that, we will throw this into Superstar order, and we will begin the recap. Question at hand. Did anybody see Raw this week?
Yes.
Cool.
No, but I saw the Braun Strowman thing.
Fair enough. I saw, as per usual, the final 2 hours of Raw, approximately. So let's kick this off. So we open. We're coming from the SAP Center in San Jose, California for Raw. Michael Cole and the commentators welcome us, and we are then joined by John Cena to kick off the program. Rabaloo! Ba-ba-da-bow, ba-ba-da-bow. Anyway, Cena comes out and talks about how in 2 weeks he's got to win the Elimination Chamber match, or else he might not have a road to WrestleMania. He discusses his plans for the road to WrestleMania, but is interrupted by The Miz and his Miztourage. Miz gets on a mic saying, this isn't 2013 anymore, it's 2018 and the year of The Miz, and he's the one who will go to WrestleMania and beat Brock Lesnar for the Universal title. Cena says no one believes Miz would have a chance against Lesnar unless Lesnar missed his flight or got food poisoning. Miz says he's a better contender for Lesnar than Cena is because he'll cross lines that Cena won't. Cena says, well, there's one way to decide who's better is to have a match right here tonight. And Cena says that the loser of their match should have to enter the Elimination Chamber first. The crowd seems to like that idea, but Miz doesn't. The Miztourage then attacks Cena out of nowhere, but gets stomping on him while he's down. And only then does The Miz agree to Cena's challenge once he's already down. The Miz demands a ref, but he gets Kurt Angle instead, who informs him that he also likes the idea, but the Miztourage are banned from ringside. He tells Axel and Dallas to get the hell out of here, and then sends a ref down to kick things started. So that's going to open up with a promo for Cena and The Miz. That's 3, that's 162. And The Miz. Excuse me. Yeah. Miz clocking in at 190. And then the Miztourage is going to get assault points. So that's going to be Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel with 4 points each. It's going to put Bo Dallas at an even 100. And Curtis Axel also at an even 100. How about that?
Wait. Don't think it's...
I think it what?
I guess not. My question is, do they get expulsion points since they're banned from ringside, or no? Or something about banning points or something?
If you get ejected from ringside, it is worth 10 points, but the match hadn't started yet. Jeff, what do you think?
I was just wondering, that's all.
That's a very good question.
Usually it's for being ejected during a match. What does it actually say? Does it just say ejected or ejected during a match? The thing.
No, because it says Kurt Angle came out and said he liked the idea of the match and called for a ref, but then Bo Dallas and Curtis Axel were eliminated from ringside. So he told them to get the hell out of there before the match started.
Okay, so I wouldn't even say they were ejected. They were banned from ringside.
All right, so no points for that.
Point.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Moving along.
Just a question.
Oh, it's a good question. Thank you.
Very good question.
Our opening match is The Miz versus John Cena to determine who will enter the Elimination Chamber first. The Miz and Cena put on an excellent match, as they tend to do. And the match ended when Miz went for a skull-crushing finale from the top turnbuckle, but Cena blocked it and AA'd The Miz off the top rope instead.
I thought it was the second rope.
Second rope, sorry, you are correct.
Excuse me. I seen it, so I thought it was the second rope, but I could have been wrong.
Fair enough. All right. So that means with a loss, The Miz will enter the Elimination Chamber first. So point-wise, The Miz is going to get 5 points for being in this match. And 15 move points is 20 points to The Miz. which is going to put The Miz at 210. John Cena is going to get 20 points for winning this match. He's going to get 5 for being in said match. Is 25. And he's going to get another 20 move points. Is 45 points to John Cena. Which is going to put him at, let's see, 207. All right. So after the match, John Cena jumps in the crowd and meets with fans in the front row. We then see a pre-tape promo from Matt Hardy where he says tonight he will fulfill his destiny. And he will go on to turn the Elimination Chamber into the Deletion Chamber. Delete! Delete! Delete!
That actually sounds kind of cool. Deletion chamber.
Yeah.
I like that.
So, promo to Matt Hardy.
It's broken Matt Hardy.
Woken Matt Hardy.
Yeah.
All right. Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson are then backstage, and they cut a promo saying the Revival are setting off their nerdometer. They begin heading to the ring for the match, but they get jumped by the Revival on the way. They then fight into the ring where the club manages to fend them off, and the match begins. So first off, that's 4 points to each to the Revival for an assault.
Wouldn't the club get 5 points because of the promo or anything? Or was it a promo?
They'll also get promo points. So that's 146 for Dash Wilder. And 5 points to Carl Anderson for the promo. Yes, Tachi. Exterminate Daleks. Oh, I believe Tachi's going to bed. Good night, Tachi.
Night, Tachi.
Night.
All right. So, anyway, 5 points to Carl Anderson. We'll put him at 143. And then Luke Gallows, 25. All right.
Did you do the other one, Scott Dawson?
I'm going down to him next.
Oh, I thought you were going to continue. That's all. Sorry.
No, I just went down the list. I figured I might as well get the club on the way down. And that's 120 for Scott Dawson. All right. So then the Revival end up winning this match. As it occurs, they hit a shatter machine on Carl Anderson. So, unfortunately, the club did not manage to hit any moves. So the club are just going to get an additional 5 points each for showing up. And then, let's see, who was the legal man at the pinfall for this match? Let's see. That was Dawson was the legal man. So we'll do Dash first. So Dash Wilder will get himself 15 points for being on the winning team. He'll get 5 for competing as 20, and 1 for the Shatter Machine is 21 points to Dash Wilder. 66 is 167. Scott Dawson, meanwhile, will get 20 points for winning the match. He'll get 5 for competing is 25, and 1 for the Shatter Machine is 26 points to Scott Dawson, which will put him at 146. Okay. Okay.
Yep. I'm with you so far.
What?
I'm with you so far.
Good. Next, we are joined in the ring after a commercial break by Raw General Manager Kurt Angle. He talks about Ronda Rousey being scheduled to sign her contract at the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. And also that he has an update on his son Jason Jordan's health, and it's not good. His injury is going to keep him off of WrestleMania this year. And he says that he now wants to talk as a father and not as the Raw GM for a moment, and says that he thinks the fans should be ashamed if they're glad that any superstar is forced off of WrestleMania due to injury, whether they like the wrestler or not. Shame, shame, shame. Seth Rollins then comes out, and he gets in the ring and expresses his concern to Angle about the fact that I feel really bad for Jason Jordan. I do, because I've been there. I was the WWE champion. I was on top of the world, and then I blew my knee out, and everything fell apart, and I missed WrestleMania that year. I know what it's like to miss WrestleMania due to an injury. Now, just because Jason Jordan has to miss his WrestleMania moment doesn't mean I have to miss mine. I don't have a Money in the Bank contract this year. Hell, I don't even have a match at WrestleMania this year. And, Kurt Angle says, well, Seth, I know I said to give you the last chance. Maybe we can find you another tag team partner. And Seth says, no, he doesn't want another tag team partner. He doesn't want to, and Kurt was like, I think you're a very important part of Raw. He's like, I don't want to be a part of Raw. I want to be Raw. I want to turn this back into Monday Night Rollins. I want to be the franchise player. So hear me out. Add me to the Fatal 4-Way tonight. Make it a Fatal 5-Way. Give me a chance to an opportunity to earn my way into the Elimination Chamber. And after some coaxing from both Seth and the audience, Kurt agrees. So that is a promo to Seth Rollins.
I was surprised with the result at the end of that match.
What's that?
I said the match that he just got himself into, I was surprised at the end of that match.
Yeah, we're going to get into that. That was very interesting. We next get a pre-tape promo for Bray Wyatt, who discusses his plans to win the Elimination Chamber, pointing out the weaknesses in all the other men in the match, and talking about that he will then slay the Beast at WrestleMania. Promo to Bray Wyatt. $133. We then go back to the ring for a one-on-one match between Sasha Banks and Bayley here in Bayley's hometown of San Jose, California. And the ladies have a decent back-and-forth match.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, folks, hiccups. And despite several attempts at the bank statement, Bayley gets out of all of them and manages to fell Sasha Banks, who went up to the top to go for the double knees, but instead Bayley drove up to meet her and hit her with a Bayley-to-Bayley suplex off the top rope onto the mat for the win. Here with Jeff, you're awfully quiet. You've been quiet for most of this.
I'm listening.
You're not saying anything. Normally you have much commentary on the goings on.
Oh, wait till the main event.
Okay. So Sasha gets 5 points for being in a match tonight, and 2 moves is 7 points to Sasha. Around 146. And then Bayley will get 20 points for winning a match tonight. She'll get 5 for being in that match. Is 25, and she actually has 8 move points. Is going to be 33 points to Bayley.
There is a rumor here that I don't agree with.
Okay, let's put Bayley at 144. What is that rumor?
The rumor is that Bayley is going to be the one to do the heel turn. And I'm like, that doesn't make any sense whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. That was my reaction, too. It's like, no, Sasha should do the heel turn. She's obviously the one doing all the heel shit. But I don't know. There's a rumor going around that Bailey is going to be the one to heel turn on Sasha. I'm like, but Sasha's not really being booked as a face, so how does that work?
Yep. Well, after the match, Bailey and Sasha go to hug it out, but then Nia Jax comes out of nowhere and flattens them both with Samoan drops. Nia stopped by an interviewer on the way up the ramp to ask why she just did that, and Nia makes the point that Bailey and Sasha had both been taking Asuka to her limits, and she just crushed them in seconds. So imagine what she's going to do to Asuka.
Get kicked in the legs and fall in her face?
Probably. Anyway, that's going to be an assault on Nia Jax. It's 4 points, and 2 Samoan drops is 6 points, and the promo is another 4, is 10 points to Nia Jax.
She's not like most girls.
Nope. All right. So after all that, we go backstage where Roman Reigns comes into the locker room to speak to Seth Rollins about trying to worm his way into the Elimination Chamber and steal his thunder. They talk about how they both want to win the Elimination Chamber and how they're not going to hesitate to go at each other when need be. They're then interrupted by the Bar, who walk in and begin trashing the both of them and talking some crap about them. But when Roman Reigns steps up and gets in their faces, they back down and leave. So that is a promo to Rollins, Reigns, and the Bar.
The Bar.
They are the Bar.
For now.
Yep. That's going to be 5 is 283. And let's see here. Seth freaking Rollins is over here. For him is a 281. While we're down here, let's grab Sheamus. He's going to go up to, whoa, no, 220. And then Cesaro. We'll get 5 points. 3, 5 is 222. By the way, fun note. Of course, we all know this past Wednesday was Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And Sheamus wrote a poem in honor of it.
Okay, then.
Post on Twitter account. It goes, Raw is red, SmackDown is blue and bizarre. We love our tag team championships. We are the Bar. A poem by Sheamus.
He's no hiding rank.
No, he's not. Moving along. We have a video package about Asuka's undefeated streak, and then we cut back to Titus Worldwide, where Titus shoos Renee Young in favor of doing the interview himself, and asks Cruz about winning the second chance Fatal 5-Way tonight. And Cruz says he's not worried about any of his opponents tonight, because he has more athletic ability than any of them. And the three of them then chant Apollo's new catchphrase, Cruz can't lose. Spoiler alert, yes he can. All right. So promo to Titus Worldwide. Oh, Titus gets 5 points. So 100 even. And Apollo Crews. We get 5 points. Would be 103. And Dana Brooke. 61. All right. Next up, but Mickie James confronts Alexa Bliss in the backstage area about why she saved her last week. And Bliss says she's sick of all the new girls on Raw and wants to make up with Mickie to get rid of them. Mickie appears to accept this and agrees that they can team up tonight, but in Elimination Chamber, it's still every woman for herself. Promo to Mickey and Alexa. Right, we then go out to the ring where we have a tag team match of Absolution versus Mickey and Alexa. And they have a little bit of back and forth. Mickey being the primary beat slut for the match. And unfortunately, Alexa doesn't even get tagged in because she's going for the tag. Paige distracts Alexa, and then Sonya hits her from behind and knocks her off the apron. So Mickey has nobody to tag, and then Mandy proceeds to drop Mickey with a finisher for the win.
Woo?
I guess.
Well, the thing
So-
is, except for Alexa Bliss, you have this whole match there, Jeff.
He does.
Yep.
All right, so Paige is going to get a covenant interference points. So that's 6, and 5 for the covenant is 11 points to her. That's going to put her at 75. And we'll go ahead and we will do Mickey and Alexa, who lost the match. Obviously, like I said, Alexa didn't do anything. No, wait, hang on. It says Alexa did hit a move here. When did that happen? Oh, there was a point where Alexa got tagged in earlier in the match. So fair enough. So Alexa did have one move. So Alexa will get 5 points for competing, and one move is 6 points to Alexa. Yeah, 71. Bam. Bam. Anyway. Next up, we have Mickey James, who's going to get 5 points for competing, and also one move is 6 points to Mickey. He's 104. We then have the members of Absolution. The pinfall is given to Mandy Rose, so we will start off with Sonya Deville. And Sonya Deville will get 15 points for being on the winning team, and 5 for competing. Is 20 points to Sonya Deville because she didn't have any moves. Is, let's see, 07, 117. And then Mandy Rose got a pinfall here. So Mandy will get herself 20 points for that, 5 for competing, and one move is 26 points to Mandy Rose. It will be 88, 98, and 6 is 104. No, it's 104, not 107, you stupid. There we go. Okay. After the match, Paige hits the apron and directs traffic as Absolution assaults Mickey and Alexa.
So assault points.
Yeah, assault points to Sonya and Mandy. Yeah. 3, 4, 5 is 122. And
I thought assault points were 4.
They are.
So.
Oh, 121. Sorry.
Unless my math is wrong.
No, you're right. Mandy Rose is 4, will be 108. Okay. Next up, after we clear the ring, we go to a commercial and we come back to Elias. His name is Elias, and he has a question. Who's ready to walk with Elias?
Me.
Precisely. So Elias begins to sing a song about the Elimination Chamber. But he's then interrupted by ring announcer JoJo Offerman, who proceeds to announce, ladies and gentlemen, Braun Strowman. Another light turns on the stage, revealing Braun Strowman with his own microphone. And his own stool. He then proceeds to step off stage and grab a large bass. And I think there's been some internet confusion about this, so I will just clarify. A bass and a cello are not the same thing. A cello is smaller than a bass. A bass is larger. A bass is the largest string instrument in that family, short of a harp.
Yes.
So he proceeds to play his bass like a guitar and break it almost immediately. But he proceeds to sing a song.
No, he
about
plays it like a bass. He just fucking breaks the strings.
You don't play a bass that way. It's
He
supposed
didn't
to be
play
played.
bass like a guitar.
Yeah, it's supposed
He
to be
didn't play it like a guitar. That's my
Yes, he
point.
did. He put it on his knee.
You could put it on your knee. Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah.
Boom. Jazz musicians, the jazz bassists do that. They'll put it up on their knee and do it.
That's true. You can play a bass that way. He's not wrong.
Okay.
But he tries to play it like a guitar, which is not quite the same thing. It's normally laying between your legs and you're strumming it with the right hand. But anyway.
Yeah. Well, the problem is he just strums way too hard and breaks it.
Yeah, he broke it. But anyway, he's still considered his song.
And he has a damn good voice, actually.
He does.
He's probably better than Elias, I think.
He is better than Elias, which is hilarious. And if you did sing a song about how Elias is going to get these hands,
I still maintain Elias is being shit on purpose.
he might be.
I could be wrong, though, but I maintain that.
Anyway, after that, Braun declares that he's done singing and marches to the ring, where Elias pleads with him to leave him alone. And Braun puts down the bass against the ring steps and gets in the ring, where Elias tries to cheap shot him, but does not succeed. Instead, he eats a running power slam. Elias then rolls out of the ring as Braun poses and begins crawling up the ramp, but Braun gets out of the ring, and an audience support picks up the large bass, follows Elias up the ramp, and as Elias reaches the stage, proceeds to slam the giant bass on his back.
That had to hurt.
Which shatters into a million pieces.
That really had to hurt.
Mm. Oh my God, where did Braun even get that? Goes like, I don't know. All I know is that some orchestra somewhere is short one bass. So that is going to be a promo for both these gentlemen. We'll start off with a promo for Elias.
Mm-hmm.
Braun Strowman will then get 5 for a promo. He'll get 4 for an assault is 9, 1 for a running power slam is 10, and 3 for the smashing of the vase is 13 points to Braun Strowman for this segment. We're just going to put Braun Strowman at 264. Yeah. We then cut to the back where a promo from Finn Balor about tonight's main event, where he talks about being focused on getting his Universal title back. Which, for the record, he never lost. So that is 5 points to Balor, is 258. Rolling on. We then have a one-on-one match between...
Rolling on.
What?
Moving on.
Seth can say the same thing.
True, except that was the WWE Championship.
True.
We have a one-on-one match between Sheamus and Roman Reigns. Cesaro is at ringside.
Mm-hmm.
Sheamus and Roman Reigns have a really good match, actually. This is an enjoyable match. But the match ends when Cesaro attempts to distract Roman, but Roman just drops him. And then as Sheamus brawls him around the ring, he tries to go up top, but Reigns spears him out of midair.
Okay, then.
Catch spear. That's in the game, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
So Roman Reigns with the victory off a catch spear. So we're going to get Cesaro's going to get accompaniment and interference. So that'll be 11 points going to Cesaro. What's him at 233. And the top 10. Bam. We then have Sheamus, who will get 5 points for being in this match. And 7 move points is 12 points to Sheamus. Put him at 232. Not quite the top 10 because Cesaro was 1 point ahead of him. Roman Reigns will then get 20 points for winning this match. He'll get 5 for being in it. It's 25, and 11 move points will be 36 points to Roman Reigns. Which will be 83, 93, 03, 313, and 6 is 319 for Roman Reigns. All right. We then get the Hall of Fame video package for Ivory, and then we have our main event, a fatal 5-way match to determine the final entrant in the Elimination Chamber, featuring Bray Wyatt versus Woken Matt Hardy versus Apollo Crews versus Seth freaking Rollins versus Finn Balor.
Yeah, I'm still pissed this match even took place.
It did took place.
Why, you're surprised that 2 people won the match? I'm surprised that 2 people won the match. I'm like,
a little bit,
I looked at,
kind of.
I watched it and my jaw dropped. I was like, okay, what happened? What just happened? I had to rewind it and watch it again. I was like, okay, what goes on now? So
I just think Seth never should have been in the match because it's supposed to be a second chance match. He didn't even have a first chance. So, in my opinion, it's kind of a slap in the face and a middle finger to the other 4 men that were in that match. And to the 3 that didn't win, it's really like a big-ass middle finger because it's like, hey, this guy who shouldn't have been in the match, who never had a first chance, just came in and stole your spot. Have fun with that. So it's like, that's kind of bullshit.
he's not listening.
I am listening. I agree. It's kind of bullshit, but ladies and gentlemen, this is proof anything can happen in World Wrestling Entertainment.
Just because it can doesn't mean it should.
Yes, it should.
The only reason this happened is because Seth's tag team partners can't stay fucking healthy. Which is a really, really bad fucking reason to just basically middle finger everybody in that match, in my opinion.
Oh, hush. You're just pissed because you had 3 out of the 5 dudes in this match and you still got it only tied.
I have 3 out of the 5 dudes in this match?
You have Finn Balor, you have Apollo Crews, and you have Bray Wyatt.
Oh, I tried to have Apollo Crews. There.
That means you had the other 2.
I did have the other 2. I had Woken Matt Hardy, who stood no chance, and thank God for Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Sorry, Tiff.
What do you mean, sorry? I have 5 people in the Elimination Chamber match.
Cena, Roman,
Elias.
No, Jeff has Elias.
No, I don't.
Oh.
I do.
Oh.
I just walk with Elias.
Oh. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's see. Cena, Roman, Elias, The Miz.
Well, we know Roman is winning, so.
True.
Yeah, so I have Cena, Elias, Miz, Roman, and Braun. 5 of those people in the Elimination Chamber match.
Damn.
Yeah, we're fucked.
Kind of. Well, all I'm gonna say is we're running in ourselves over to SmackDown, and thank you, Dolph Ziggler. Anyway, we'll get to that. In the meantime, a main event specialty match. Let us proceed with the scoring. It should be noted that the match ended when Woken Matt ate his sister Abigail. And then meanwhile, Wyatt and Crews started going at it on the top turnbuckle, which led to Balor and Rollins running in for a big 4-man powerbomb maneuver. But after that happened, Balor and Rollins both jumped on Bray Wyatt at the same time, and the ref counted a 3 count while both men were covering him, resulting in both Seth Rollins and Finn Balor winning that match.
Want to know what I don't understand?
What don't you understand?
Yes, okay, this is like anything can happen in like world wrestling, whatever, blah blah, like you said. However, the thing is, Buddy's watching to make sure if his shoulders come up off the mat and everything. He can't see two people covering the freaking guy to do a pin. Like you can't see two people pinning somebody. You gotta be freaking blind.
Come on, JR. You know the referee's health plan doesn't cover vision. That is always my response to that question. Anyway, Fatal 5-Way.
That freaking close. You can't see him. You're freaking blind.
Yeah, referees are blind. That's kind of how that works. Anyway, Fatal 5-Way. Let's see what we got, because we got a lot. I'm a poet and don't know it. Anyway, let's start off with Woken Matt Hardy, because what the hell.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see, a base for this match, by the way, is going to consist of 5 points for being in a match. It's going to consist of 4 points for being in the main event, and it's going to consist of 3 points for being a specialty match. It's 12 points at base. So, Matt Hardy will get the base 12 points, and one move is 13 points to Woken Matt Hardy. Is 131. Next up, we have the Eater of Worlds, Bray Wyatt, will get the base 12, and 7 moves is 19 points to Bray. Which will be 43, and 9 is 152. Right, Tiff?
Yep.
Okay. And then we have Apollo Crews, who will get the base 12, and 2 moves is 14 points to Apollo. That's 117. And then our dual winners, who, for the rest of the people at home, because they were both considered the winners, because both were later added to the Elimination Chamber match per Kurt Angle, we're going to give them both victory points. That's just how we roll.
First since I've been on this.
It is. Oh, it's a first since we've been doing this.
Well, it's a first for everybody. So which one are we doing first, do you think?
Well, we're going to find out. All right. I don't know. Who should we do first?
Since you're close on the list, Finn Balor.
Yeah, I'm on the top of the list. Let's do Finn first. Finn Balor is going to get himself, let's see. Finn Balor will get 20 points for winning the match. 10 for winning a specialty is 30. The base 12 is 42. And 2 moves is 44 points to Finn Balor. Which would be 94 plus 8 is 302.
Wrong.
Hmm?
Made you look.
Oh. I don't like you anymore.
Monkeys always look.
Okay then. Anyway. And lastly but not leastly, the real winner of the match, Seth freaking Rollins.
The real winner of the match. You only say that because you have him.
Of course I do. Alright, so Seth Rollins will also get 20 for winning. He will also get 10 for winning a specialty match. Oh, shit, hang on. I just shorted Finn points.
How?
Because I forgot, because Finn should also have an additional 5 for winning the main event. So he should be at 307. So Seth Rollins should have 20 for winning the match, 10 for winning a specialty match is 30. 5 for winning the main event is 35. The base 12 is 45, which is 47. And 9 moves. It's 56 points to Seth Rollins. '81, that becomes 87. 97, 07, 17, 27, 337 on that. Bam. Phoenix approved.
Phoenix approved.
All right. And Balor and Rollins proceed to argue with the referee about the pin count as the show goes off the air. And of course, it was announced by Kurt Angle after the fact that both men would be entering the Elimination Chamber, making it a 7-man match for the first time. All right. Let's go take a look at the score, shall we?
Let's see if I got it right this time.
Let's find out. Ready for this, Jeff?
Wow,
Yeah.
this is really close right now.
Refresh. All right. Currently in the lead at 42.99 is still the Balor Club Worldwide. Trailing behind in second place at 132, about a 170-point gap, is the Blissful Ride of Justice, and still trailing in third back at 3,094 is me. Everything right, Tiff?
42.99, 30.94, and 41.32.
Correct. All right, we're on the same page. Good.
Okay, what do I win?
The satisfaction of a job well done.
No, that's no fun.
Oh, my neck. All right. No, that's not what the link I wanted at all. You lied to me. Why do you lie to me about being the correct link? I hate you.
Wake up over there, Jeff.
Wake up.
I thought we were the ones that were supposed to be going to sleep.
I know. What the shit is this?
I don't know.
I'm awake. I was just wiping my glasses.
Sure. That's what he says now. He's never this quiet.
I know. Also, I'm just noticing something that went up here. Usually, The Rock gives a piece of advice to everybody: don't waste your time working with assholes.
Okay, then.
You know, in his he only knows how to say this in his elegant way. Life's too short and time is too precious, so do your best to never work with assholes.
Where did this come up?
That was
the link you were looking for.
I was looking for the link, but I happened to see that link in the process, and I would have mentioned that in the news had I seen it. So let's go into the actual SmackDown results so we can see what the hell happened.
Did you write down the Raw points in your little scoreboard thing so you can keep track instead of going back and missing it?
Yes, I did do that.
Well, la-dee-da.
Well, la-dee-frackin-da.
No, la-dee-fucking-da.
No, he said freak it. They wouldn't let him drop an F-bomb even on SNL.
Why wouldn't they?
Because it's still network TV. Also, it was much funnier when the character didn't swear. Anyway, SmackDown coming to you live from the Rabobank Arena in Bakersfield, California.
Oh, fuck off.
I don't want to fuck off. You fuck off.
No, shut up.
No, you 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 shut up. I can do this all day. I've seen Brother Bear.
I haven't, but I get you. All right, let's just agree. Jeff, shut up.
It's Disney.
I'm aware. I have a running list of Disney movies that I need to see. Anyway, so the episode opens up with Dolph Ziggler. He comes out with no music, and then his music starts per his current entrance. And he gets in the ring for what is scheduled to be a match against Baron Corbin. However, when Corbin's music hits, he does not come out. And after several minutes and his music restarting once, we cut to the backstage area where we see that Team Cammy is beating the shit out of him. Corbin tries to fight back, but he gets overpowered and thrown into some production equipment. Kevin says to Sammy that that's one down, one more to go. And they proceed to walk off. They then head out towards the ring area with their sights set on Dolph Ziggler, who is still standing in the ring. They then split up and surround Dolph Ziggler, and despite his efforts to fight back, he gets his ass beat too. Then Baron Corbin comes stumbling half-injured down the ramp to try to fight more, and they beat him up again. So, that was Havoc. So, I'm going to give 2 sets of assault points to Team Cammy for that. So, they're going to get 8 points each. Sami Zayn, 8 points is 147. 247, rather.
Kevin Owens. 8.
So after the referees break up the fight and clear everybody out of there, we proceed to have a one-on-one match between...
Wait. Don't you give No, I guess not.
Ziggler and Dolph didn't technically do... Ziggler and Corbin, rather, technically didn't do anything.
Yeah, that was my question. Thank you.
Yep. So, we have a one-on-one match between the SmackDown Women's Champion Charlotte Flair and Sarah Logan of the Riot Squad. Non-title, of course. The Riot Squad, as well as Becky Lynch and Naomi, are all gathered around ringside for the match. And Charlotte and Sarah Logan go back and forth, with Sarah Logan attempting several shoulder locks, but to little avail. She beats on Charlotte and slams her head into the turnbuckle, but Charlotte manages to come back with a slam into the corner and a swinging neck breaker for a 3 count.
Really? Just a swinging neck breaker?
It is a signature of hers.
Well, what does it matter? You got the points anyway. So they...
It's true.
I just find it interesting she didn't actually use a finisher. It's like, no, you're not worth it.
Yeah, pretty much. That is an accurate assessment. After the match, Charlotte, Becky, and Naomi celebrate the win while the Riot Squad retreat to the back. Yeah, but Ruby, you and your team should really take a look at Raw and Absolution, because that's how a faction wins matches.
And they don't even need a leader.
No, they really don't. Their leader just stands there and lets them do it. Failure. Anyway, let's start off with an assortment of accompaniment points. We're going to start with accompaniment points to Ruby Riott. And then we're going to do another one to Sarah Logan. We'll go up to 120.
Morgan, because Sarah Logan was in the match.
Oh, right. Thank you. You are correct. Alright. That's 113. Okay. And then also to Becky Lynch and Naomi.
We want Becky. No? Okay.
I agree with you, but...
Great.
What?
Great.
Great what?
You get the hiccups now.
Great.
SmackDown. Liv Morgan. No, Sarah Logan.
Sarah Logan.
Yeah.
So, Sarah Logan will get 5 points for being in this match, and 1 move point.
So 6.
6, indeed.
Woo!
Charlotte Flair will get 20 for winning, 5 for competing is 25, and 3 moves is 28 points to Charlotte.
Woo!
Is 134. Bam. All right, next we cut to the backstage.
Wait. She had how many points again?
134.
No, I mean altogether.
That was 134 because she had 106. She's now up to 134.
She had 28 points for the whole match.
Yeah, because 20 for winning, 5 for competing, 3 moves, 28.
Right, got lost somewhere, I guess.
That's okay, that happens. We will be your guidepost. All right. Next, we cut up back to Shane McMahon and Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan.
Who meet to discuss what happened with Team Cammy earlier in the night. And they decide they're going to book 2 singles matches, Sammy versus Dolph and Owens versus Corbin. And if Dolph and Corbin can win those respective matches, they will be added to the WWE Championship match at the forthcoming Fastlane pay-per-view. And Shane adds that if either of Bryan's boys, Owens or Zayn, cheat tonight, they're going to lose their spot in the Fastlane match.
Who's expecting somebody to interfere? Because it's Cammy.
You can expect what you want.
Well, didn't anybody expect anybody to interfere because it's Cammy?
Well, they probably
yes, they probably didn't want to interfere.
They didn't want to get they didn't want to get thrown out of the title match.
Hmm?
They didn't want to get thrown out of the title match. That would be cheating.
That's true. Yep.
So anyway, we have a Black History Month video.
Does anybody get promo points?
No, because Shane and Daniel were not discussing anything related to their storyline.
Okay.
Well, they kind of work as Team Cammy, so I don't know. Jeff, what do you think?
Sure.
Promo to Shane and Daniel.
Money.
Uh-huh.
Here comes the money.
Money.
Ryan and Shane O'Mac.
Money. Money.
Ching, ching, bling, bling.
Ching, ching.
Money. Thank you. Anyway.
You're welcome.
Everybody's got a price. All right. So next up, we have the first of those 2 matches. It's KO versus Baron Corbin.
They need a manager like him again.
They do.
They had a perfect one and then they fired him.
Yeah.
Because they didn't think about the obvious.
Yep.
Which was?
Make him a carbon copy of his father.
Yep.
Hmm?
Ted DiBiase Jr.
Oh.
They were grooming him for it. He basically had that gimmick. All they had to do was pull the trigger and make him his father, and they didn't do it. And it's like, and they're like, "Oh, well, we're gonna fire you because we have nothing for you." It writes itself. He was born into the gimmick, and you.
Yeah, but the thing is, they tried that. He had the belt, and he even had Virgil, actual Virgil, and it didn't work. That was the problem.
You don't make him literally the $1 million man and give him Virgil. You make him the modern day version and give him like Cody Rhodes and shit.
No, Cody's way more talented than him.
Yeah, that's true.
Cody could do so much better than him. Example A, Bullet Club. So anyway, Baron Corbin wins this match by countering a pop-up powerbomb into an end of days. So Corbin earns himself a spot at Fastlane, as Sami Zayn is shown watching from a monitor in the back. So Kevin Owens will get himself 5 for competing and 4 moves as 9 points to KO. Is, let's see, 9, 181. And then Baron Corbin will get himself 20 points for winning a match, 5 for being in that match is 25, and 6 move points is 31 points to Baron Corbin. 21 points to Baron Corbin. That's equals 92. That's 02, 12, 122. Right, Tiff?
No, you're wrong.
Ah.
It's 122.
Okay. Anyway, Baron Corbin celebrates in the ring. We see Sami in the monitor. We then clear the ring out. We're joined by the United States champion, the glorious Bobby Roode. Glorious. I won't give in. No, I won't give in till I'm victorious. All right.
So basically, I just got all kinds of shafted this week.
Who did?
Yeah. Yes, you did. That is an accurate assessment.
God damn it.
Now he speaks up.
Of course he does.
He
Anyway,
was
Cedric better have
wrong,
done something
and now
on
he's going to get
205 Live.
shafted on SmackDown, so now he speaks up.
Cedric wasn't on 205. Remember, we're doing the tournament thing, so there's 2 matches a week, and it's different people because we're in the first round.
Well, that's right. Oh, isn't like Tozawa on 205 this week?
That's next week. That's advertised for next week.
Oh, okay.
You'll see what happens when we get to this week.
Keep with the program, Jeff. Keep with the program.
Thank you.
Anyway.
Okay. I'll leave then. See ya.
No. Anyway, Bobby Roode comes out to the ring, and he says he's going to issue an open challenge for the United States Championship, while simultaneously taking a shot at Randy Orton for attacking him from behind last week. So Roode looks to the back, waiting for his open challenge opponent, and Randy Orton comes out, and Roode is very happy with this. Orton gets in the ring, but as he does so, Jinder Mahal, the modern-day Maharaja, comes out with the Singh brother that he has left.
Okay, then.
Jinder gets in the ring talking about how the SmackDown roster doesn't respect Randy Orton despite being a 13-time world champion. And he beat Randy Orton for the WWE title, but personally he does respect Orton because of having wrestled him to do that. However, he does says that the rest of the SmackDown roster thinks that Randy Orton is past his prime. Orton grabs the mic, says he doesn't give a damn what Jinder thinks. And he says that Bobby Roode has already surpassed Orton, and he thinks that Roode wants to be the new legend killer. Roode then grabs a mic and says he thinks that Jinder is the one that nobody respects, and that he does have respect for Randy Orton, but that, after all, Jinder, nobody has respect for you. That's why you didn't even make the SmackDown top 10.
Wow.
And Randy, all due respect, you might be higher than number 9 on the list if it weren't for the fact that I think everybody is just sick and tired of being attacked out of nowhere. So wait, you think people are tired of being when I attack people out of nowhere? Like this? RKO on Samir Singh. Roode and Jinder then start brawling. Orton grabs Roode, and Roode drops him with a right hand, but Jinder grabs Bobby from behind and hits him with a Colossus, then grabs Orton and hits him with a Colossus. Leaving the modern-day Maharaja standing tall in the current U.S. title picture.
Fair.
So that is a promo to all these gentlemen. And let's see what we got here. Let's see. 3 points to Samir Singh for showing up. Let's start off with that. Then a promo and an assault to all these gentlemen because they all try to hit each other. So we'll start with Bobby Roode up at the top.
Mm-hmm.
That's 5 for a promo and 4 for the assault. That's 9 points. Puts him at 306. We've got Jinder Mahal here, who will also get the 9 points. Plus 2 Colossus is 11 points to Jinder, which puts him at 148. And then Randy Orton will get himself the 9, plus 1 RKO on Samir Singh is 10 points, puts him at 126. We then clear the ring out, have a commercial, and come back to be joined by the New Day.
Yay.
New Day rocks. New Day rocks.
Sucks.
New Day rocks.
Sucks.
New Day rocks. Anyway, the New Day get in the ring where there is a long table set up with many plates of pancakes on it.
Because it's Pancake Tuesday or Shrove Tuesday, depending on who you are.
Okay, then.
What? If you're Roman Catholic, it's Shrove Tuesday. Which Wednesday is Ash Friday. Ash Wednesday, I'm sorry.
I'm Roman Catholic. I have no idea what that Tuesday is.
Really?
Yes.
Well, maybe I'm wrong.
No, you're probably right. I'm not that particularly devout. I know Ash Wednesday because I went and got my ashes on Ash Wednesday. I've never heard of that particular Tuesday.
Shrove Tuesday.
Oh yeah, the day before Ash Wednesday, though named for its significance, it is chiefly marked by feasting and celebration, which usually preceded the Lenten fast. Oh, okay. I've never heard of that. That's interesting. Cool. Learn something new every day. Anyway, they announced that this is all set up because Big E is going to break a pancake eating record tonight.
And they all get thrown on the floor.
Well, then Big E begins attempting to shove many pancakes in his face at one time as a counter counts down from the Tron area. But unfortunately, Big E is not able to successfully eat any of the pancakes because he tried to eat too many at once. So the counter does not even go up by 1 before they are interrupted by Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable. American Beta proceeds to cut a promo talking about how, they've been working their way through the people who don't take competition seriously. They've already beaten Breezango and the Ascension. And this is what when I was training in the Olympics, when I was training for the Olympics to, be a wrestler, this is my ultimate goal, to come here so that I could be in pancake eating contests. And, Shelton says that, but, in all fairness, what you guys have done for pancakes is amazing. I didn't mean to hit that, but it works. You guys should open up your own chain of pancake restaurants and leave the wrestling to us professionals. To some more serious competitors. Xavier says that they are serious competitors, the longest reigning tag champs ever. By this point, American Beta have gotten to the ring, and they begin throwing pancakes everywhere, including a tray on the ground.
Let me get this straight. American Beta is stealing the Revival's gimmick?
Yeah, basically.
And I have both those teams, so that's weird.
It is. Anyway, American Beta proceed to throw pancakes on the ground. And as the pancakes are being thrown around, this sends Big E into a Hulk-like rage. As Kofi and Xavier struggle to hold him back.
E-smash.
Pretty much. So after so Big E tells them not to touch their cakes. And Gable says he has a news flash for them. Nobody likes pancakes. And Shelton adds that, from now on, we eat waffles. And he then flips the tray of pancakes out of Big E's hands, pissing him off even more. And a referee comes down, and we clear the pancakes out of the ring so that this could be a tag team match player.
You think
Dang.
that if they keep changing their name, American Veda will become American Gamma? They just keep going through the alphabet?
Well, we keep changing their name. They keep basically the key part of the American team is Chad Gable. As long as he's there and he switches to another, every time he switches tag team partners, we go another letter in the Greek alphabet. That's how that works.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That was my point.
Yes. Now the interesting thing about that whole situation of tag team partners who are consistent. Imagine if these cross-band pay-per-views, if Chad Gable were to team up with Seth Rollins.
What do you think that name would be?
Seth Rollins would definitely have an upgraded partner.
Yeah. The only question is, how long would it take for Gable to injure himself?
I don't know.
Anyway, so we have ourselves a tag team match play between American Beta and the New Day. And after Gable gets knocked outside, the New Day managed to hit a nice midnight hour on Shelton for the victory.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Fuck you, SmackDown.
Yep. Admittedly, there's a nice moment where Kofi gets dropped in the ring, but then he manages to get back up, and while Shelton is taunting, Kofi hits him with a big flying stomp. So that was cool.
Okay, then. Basically, I get no victories tonight and get shafted out of all points. That's wonderful.
You had Charlotte, you dumb bastard.
Okay, I have one victory.
And he speaks.
He does. Anyway, New Day wins. New Day wins. New
Fuck
Day
you.
wins. New
Fuck
Day
New
wins.
Day. Fuck New Day.
All right. So Shelton and Gable. Let's see here. We already did. I issue promo points yet? No, I did not.
No.
All right, we'll work promo points into the match points then. First of all, Xavier Woods will get promo points, and that's about it. 166. Although technically, he did get punched in the face. Does getting punched in the face constitute an interference?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. Just checking. So meanwhile, we will then move on to Shelton Benjamin, who hit no moves, so he'll get 5 points. At least no moves that were identified.
Mm-hmm.
Chad Gable hit 1 move, he'll get 6. 188 for him. And then the New Day members. Let's see. I believe.
Big Kingston and Big E.
What?
Kofi Kingston and
I know.
Big
I'm trying to figure out which one was the legal man at the end of the match. Big E was. Okay, cool. So then Kofi will get 15 points for being in this match. He'll get 5 for competing in it. Is 20, and 1 move is 21 points to Kofi. Becomes 151. And then Big E will get 20 for winning, 5 for competing is 25, and 2 moves is 27 points to Big E. Is 101, 111, and then 7 would be 118. And then as we go back into this, all the people that we just mentioned also get 5 promo points.
Then you already added those in there.
No, I didn't. I forgot to.
Now I have to go all the way back in.
Big E and Chad,
Big E and
which would be 193. And then we got Kofi. We'll get 5. Let's see. That was 156. And then Shelton will go up to 161. And then Xavier will get 5, and he'll go up to 171. All right. Got it. All right. After that, Dolph Ziggler cuts a promo in the back when he is asked by Renee Young about why he came back to WWE. And he says that basically, he was never really going to leave, but, because he's coming back to do what he does best and what he was put on this earth to do, and that's perform in that ring. He's pissed that Cammy ruined his opportunity, but says that they attacked him from behind because they know how good he is. They know that he is a threat to them. And that the whole reason he's back now is to do the one thing that he's never done. Headline WrestleMania. A main event WrestleMania. And he plans to go in as the WWE champion.
Yeah, no, you're not. WWE would be stupid to have anyone but AJ Styles win that match. That would be the single stupidest thing they've ever done. Because AJ versus Nakamura is what's going to sell that.
Pretty much. But for shock value, they could always have somebody else win it and have AJ win it back on SmackDown. Just for shock value.
They could.
Just keep things interesting. Like, oh my God, is AJ Nakamura going to happen? So, promo to Dolph.
I think it'd be funny because it's basically a no DQ match. I think it'd be funny if Nakamura just came out of nowhere, Kinshasa everyone except AJ and just left.
That'd be funny.
I want AJ Styles.
So I can beat you at WrestleMania.
Exactly.
So anyway, after Dolph's promo, we see a promo from the Usos, your SmackDown Tag Team Champions, who walk down a dimly lit hallway that's reminiscent of a prison and talk about how they have the SmackDown Tag Division on lock.
Again.
Yeah.
Which is kind of getting old.
And about welcome to the Uso Penitentiary.
Yeah,
and
their promos kind of suck.
And as they say the word penitentiary, the screen is suddenly shattered by a hammer, which pans out to reveal the screen that was in an office, and the Bludgeon Brothers are in it, and they proceed to stand poised next to each other and stare down the camera.
You think they're going to give the tag titles to the Wyatt family?
I can see it. So that is a promo to the Usos, and I'm going to give a promo to the Bludgeon Brothers because that's as closest thing to a promo as they're going to cut.
I'd say maybe a mini promo because they didn't actually say anything.
All right, that's fair.
Because they've spoken before.
It's true. 36 and 146. And then Eric Rowan. Go to 106. And Luke Harper. Go to 93. All right. And then we go to our main event of Dolph Ziggler versus Sami Zayn. In which Dolph Ziggler is victorious after he ducks a haluva kick and hits a super kick, making the Fastlane WWE Championship main event a fatal 5-way. But if they really wanted to make that interesting, they would make it a championship scramble match. So we haven't had one of those in a while, and they're cool.
You know what? One thing I'm a little surprised at.
Yes.
Fred's AJ Styles didn't interfere.
Yeah, well.
Because they didn't say anything about what happens if AJ interferes. They just said Cammy can't interfere. AJ would have the most vested interest to not make it a fatal 5-way match.
True.
And yet he didn't show up at all the entire night. It's like, wait, but dude, it's your title on the line. What the fuck? That just means he's going to win because he just doesn't give a shit.
He's taking the Brock Lesnar approach.
Like I said, that just means he's going to win because he doesn't give a shit. So I don't care how many people are in that ring, I'm going to win. Period. End of story.
Yeah, pretty much. So Kevin Owens is shown watching the monitor in the back, very pissed off about the match finish, and Ziggler poses on the announce table.
He's here to show the world. He's here to show the world.
Yes.
That he is now a face. He is now a face. Which is weird.
It is. So anyway, Sami Zayn.
Let me down.
5 points for being in a match, and 4 for being in the main event is 9. Plus 8 move points is 17 points to 17.
Yeah, a whole fuckload of moves. This was actually a pretty damn good match.
It
I
was.
saw this match.
7, and then another 7 is 62-64.
Shinsuke
Right,
wasn't on this show either, was he?
He was not.
Fuck me.
Yep. That's how it goes.
Fuck you, WWE.
And Dolph Ziggler is going to get 20 points for winning a match. He's going to get 9 for being in and winning the main event. It becomes 29. 5 for winning becomes 34. And 15 move points is 44, and 5 is 49 points to Dolph Ziggler. 59, 69, and 7 is going to put him at
76.
76. Thank you. All right. Thus endeth the smacketh down. Let us go to the score.
Jim, before we forget,
Yep.
delete Rich Swann.
Why delete? He has points.
Because he doesn't have
somewhere.
He doesn't have a job. No, he doesn't. He has 0 points and doesn't have a job. Get rid of him.
It's true. Okay.
And who has Rick Swan?
You do.
Why do I get rid of him over here?
Like this. All you have to do is go to here, delete it from here, and it'll, when we do the refresh for the points on the other page, it'll delete them from there. So
He got fired.
You want to say it, or should I, Jeff?
Delete! 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 Delete!
All right.
Okay, wait a second. Where am I? What am I doing?
I don't know. What are you doing?
Refresh! 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 Refresh!
So here and delete. 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 Delete.
Yes.
You need to refresh, so he's deleted.
Yes.
And then refresh. Refresh.
All right. So, in the lead at 44.05 is still the Valor Club Worldwide.
What?
Yeah, that's what I say. What? I guess Charlotte gave me a fuck ton of points. I don't know.
I guess so. And you're the one over here saying, oh, well, I didn't get enough points. I didn't get enough points on SmackDown after being so quiet on the Raw review.
Yeah, well, you have to realize, though, most of SmackDown was me, because you had a Charlotte victory. She had a Baron Corbin victory. I had a Dolph Ziggler main event win and the New Day.
And then I also got points from Randy Orton, Jinder Mahal, the Singh brother, and...
Yeah, you got some minor promo assault points.
Yeah, fair enough.
So.
And what are you at, Jim?
I'm at 32-22.
Hey,
exactly 1,000 points behind Tiff. Exactly.
Well, that'll change coming to 205 Live.
Probably. Let's throw this over here for now, though.
That's surprising. Wait, really?
Really?
See, he still can't believe it.
Really? I'm like That makes no sense, but okay.
What, that you're about 200 points ahead of Tiff? 180?
Yeah, I can't be that far ahead just off of one victory. That makes no sense.
Well, you also had Sami Zayn. You had.
Yeah. Well, realize, look at the previous week, though. She was only at 132. You were up at 299. You were already 180 points ahead of her after Raw.
Yeah, I suppose.
So, really, it didn't change much.
Fair.
She gained about 100 points. You gained about 100 points.
Fair.
So,
and
let's go to the two.
Like almost. Well, you gained 100 points, basically. A little over 100.
Yeah, let's go to the 205s.
Question is, do I have anyone on 205 Live this week?
Let's find out.
And if you don't, so you can sit there and play some more.
Oh, this was Tozawa's night. I screwed that up.
Oh.
I thought that was next week. I screwed the hell up.
So you didn't
What
give him
else
any
did you-
points?
No, like I said, I don't bother scoring 205 anymore because they don't put that many points in the description, so it's not worth doing it in the pre-show.
Oh,
I
you
just
just
do it
do
on-
it live. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough.
So let's go through this.
Yes.
Wow, Drew Gulak is clean shaven now.
Which is weird.
That is very weird. All right, let's go to the 205.
Hasn't he been clean shaven since he started the whole PowerPoint gimmick?
Not completely.
No, I thought he was. Because I remember remarking, number one, him showing up clean shaven the first time he started doing the PowerPoint gimmick, and me going, that looks extremely weird, and then turning that into, my God, he looks like Spoonie.
Looks like
Fair
who?
enough.
He looks
Anyway.
like who? Again, I want to say, he looks like who?
Spoonie.
Hoo, hoo, hoo,
Yeah,
hoo,
at the regret
hoo.
of sounding like the New Day.
The Spoonie one.
You're gonna have to elaborate because I don't think I know who that is.
He's an internet personality. He has a website called The Spoonie Experiment.
Yep, didn't know who he was.
That he never posts on anymore.
Oh, has he stopped? I haven't looked at his stuff in a while.
Mostly he just does his stuff straight to YouTube now. He doesn't really put stuff on the site.
That's fair. So he still has his YouTube channel. That's fair.
He does that. Most of his stuff is just live streaming of video games. He doesn't really do reviews anymore. Some people don't like that.
I can understand that. But he probably got burned out on it. Anyway, 205 Live.
Yeah, the last thing he put up on his site was him and his lovely girlfriend April Von Lawn went and saw Star Wars: The Last Jedi in December.
Fair.
That was the last video he put up. And mind you, that was the only video he put on the site in the entirety of 2017.
Fair.
So. Anywho, 205. So we opened the program, and a gentleman by the name of Mark Andrews, whom you might know from NXT,
New.
is interviewed and says he's excited to be a part of the tournament that has people talking and is looking forward to continuing on to WrestleMania and becoming champion.
Okay, then.
Oh, no, sorry. Hang on. I lied.
Okay.
No, sorry. Mark Andrews is one of the UK dudes.
Oh.
No, he was on NXT for a while, but he came in with the UK dudes.
Fair.
He was in the UK tournament. Fair enough. He lost his NXT debut to Pete Dunne, but he did defeat Joseph Connors and made it to the semifinals before being defeated by Pete Dunne in the tournament. So,
Fair.
cool. He's also the co-founder of Defend Indie Wrestling, a clothing brand for independent wrestling fans.
Okay, then.
So that's cool. He created the brand with Pete Dunne and Eddie Dennis, selling t-shirts, hoodies, and other accessories.
Fair.
He also plays in a pop-punk band called Junior, where he is a vocalist and bassist.
Okay, then.
Okay,
He's-
fair enough.
He needs to form a faction with Elias and Braun Strowman.
There you go. That'd be weird. Anyway, so obviously we're going to add Mark Andrews to the bottom because he's one of these random new dudes we don't know if we're going to need, so we'll throw him down there.
Admit it, you'd get behind that faction, the three of them as a musical group faction.
That'd be a weird faction. I would get behind that faction.
Monkey,
If-
monkey.
What?
It's my non-swear swear word.
Okay then. Anyway, I would get behind that faction if the musical faction walked around talking about how they had been assembled by a higher power, and then it was Chris Jericho.
I was going to say they could introduce their legendary leader at WrestleMania. Break the walls down.
Break down the walls.
Fozzy, the WWE version. Drink it in, man.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
They talk it up like it's going to be Chris Jericho the whole time, and then it's actually Jeff Jarrett.
No, God, I don't think Vince would ever hire him back.
Rumors flying around on the dirt sheets is that Jeff Jarrett is on the Hall of Fame shortlist.
I could see him being put in the Hall of Fame. I don't see him being hired back.
Fair enough. Either that or just call the honky tonk man.
Everyone thinks he's a dick.
True.
People
Which
no.
makes sense. He is Jerry Lawler's cousin.
He is. Anyway, so
Although if they did make a faction like that, they'd have to get Aiden English in that faction.
They would. It's true.
Anyway, continue.
Indeed. So Mark Andrews has his debut match on 205 Live against Akira Tozawa. And they had themselves a nice back and forth, more than 10-minute affair in the style of the Cruiserweight Classic. Andrews connected with his Stun Dog Millionaire finisher, but could not get both of the shoulders down. And he hit a Super Rana, but missed with the Shooting Star Press. Tozawa connected with an Enziguri to the head, but as the cover he went for on a follow-up, got reversed into a roll-up, and Mark Andrews shockingly picks up a win.
God damn it.
I know. So, let's see what we got here. So Mark Andrews, that was, let's see, 3 moves of his specifically identified, one of which was missed, so he'll hit 2.
Wait a second. You do Mark Andrews, but Akira Tozawa lost. So
all right, we'll do Tozawa first. So Tozawa will get 5 points for being in a match. We'll give him a point for an Enziguri, because I'm pretty sure he does that. So that's 6. And 3 for evading a Shooting Star is 9 points to Akira Tozawa. 66. All right. So Mark Andrews will get 20 for winning and 5 for competing against 25. And 2 moves, as far as I can tell, is 27 points going to go to Mark Andrews. 32. All right.
Excuse me.
Next up, gentleman Jack Gallagher proceeds to cut a promo in the backstage area. However, he is interrupted by the 205 Live general manager, Drake Maverick.
Okay.
Who, says that, he likes Jack's suit, but wants him to show up in wrestling attire next week and get focused. Because next week are the final 2 first-round matches, and you, Jack Gallagher, are facing Mustafa Ali.
God, are they feeding Mustafa to Jack? No. No, don't.
Yes, Consuela, yes.
No.
Promo to Jack Gallagher.
Come on, Mustafa, you can beat Jack Toxic.
I think, what's this? Mustafa Ali's about to win. What the hell? That's Brian Kendrick. Where did he come from? Anyway, so.
Funky monkey.
So, it was then time to reveal the final member of the field of 16.
The what?
The 16 guys who are competing in the first round of the tournament.
Oh, okay.
And the final member of the 16 is a gentleman who wears the phrase "best kept secret" on his knee.
Okay.
It is the one, the only, future Mr. Alexa Bliss, Buddy Murphy. A former NXT Tag Champs, of course, part of the the Blake and Murphy tag team. And he gets a video package talking about how making weight for the Cruiserweight division was the hardest thing that he's ever done. Drake Maverick presides over a weigh-in, and we find out that Aussie Buddy Murphy weighs in at 204.4 pounds. And that he will have his match next week against Arya Davari.
Okay, then. So he's debuting in 205 Live as a face?
That's what it sounds like.
Okay, then.
So I'm going to count that as a promo to Buddy Murphy.
Fair.
Here's Buddy Murphy. Okay, never mind.
We're adding him. 5 promo. All right. So we clear that all up. And then we have ourselves a main event match in the Cruiserweight Classic between one Drew Gulak and one Tony Nese, formerly both of the Zo Train. And also both on my team.
No, not at all. You're wrong.
Hmm?
Tony Nese is mine.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is. Look at your roster right there in front of you.
When did you get Tony Nese?
I've always had Tony Nese.
No, you haven't. I had Tony Nese last season, so you must have drafted him from me.
No, I've had Tony Nese.
You did not have Tony Nese.
I've had Tony Nese.
I had Tony Nese for ages.
No, you haven't.
Yes. I mean, not this season. I admit, I accept that you had it this season, but for many, many seasons, I had Tony Nese.
Okay, well, it's probably been this season and last season, but anyway, since I started, I've had Tony Nese.
I don't give a shit, because Gulak won.
What the hell?
So why are we sitting here arguing now?
I don't know. Anyway. So yes, the main event match between Drew Gulak and Tony Nese, in which Drew Gulak does advance via a submission/referee stoppage.
Okay.
After basically he choked Tony Nese into unconsciousness with a dragon sleeper.
Okay, then.
Yeah, Drew Gulak is a submission wrestler now.
If he's any good, I'm okay with this.
Well, what happened here is this match was more than 15 minutes long, by the way.
Okay.
And after offering his hand to his former partner at the bell, the story became Gulak getting more and more vicious. And after some very stiff-sounding strikes, he slammed Nese's head into the announce table repeatedly until the official made him stop. And then back in the ring, he turned him around with a lariat and then powerbombed him twice before locking him in a dragon sleeper.
Okay, then.
So, yes, vicious Drew Gulak. I like this.
Okay, then.
And he did it all without flying, because he's safe.
I thought this was Jack Gallagher.
Hmm?
I don't know.
I don't get it. Anyway.
So, yeah, Drew Gulak's not going to break no leg. He's just going to get a concussion.
Possibly. Anyway. Let us go ahead and score these fine gentlemen. Also, a quick check. Does Drew Gulak have a dragon sleeper before now?
I don't know, but it's his finisher now, so count it.
That seems to be his finisher. Let's double check that. Oh, yeah. Right. Duh. That's the Gulak.
Fair enough.
I forgot. That is the Gulak, also known as the University Stretch.
Okay, then.
That's fair. However, the power bombs he busted out do not appear to be on his move list anywhere.
Maybe it's part of his new moveset.
It might be. We will find out later. Anyway. So let's see here. Yeah. Let us go ahead and score. So Tony Nese will go first. He did not appear to do anything besides get his ass beat, according to this recap. So Tony Nese is going to get 5 points and 4 for being in the main event, or 9 points to Tony Nese. Which is going to be 98 for him. Drew Gulak will get 20 points for winning this match. He will get 5 for competing in it. Actually, no, 20 for winning, 29 for being in and winning the main event, 5 for competing is 34. And the Dragon Sleeper, the Gulak, would be 35 points to Drew Gulak, because I don't see any indication of He's got the lariat and the other things. I don't see him with a lariat either. So
how many moves?
just one, the sleeper. So he has 35 points. 35 points to Drew Gulak. How about that? 45, 55, and 3 is 158. Right?
Yes.
Cool. And thus endeth the 205 live. So let us go to the scores. All right, let's get a look at what we got here. Going on over here. Scroll this over. Scroll this up. Data refresh. And still in the lead at 44-14 is the Balor Club Worldwide, followed by the Blissful Ryan of Justice at 42-31, and kind of sort of catching up, but not really at 32-62 is me. Because my team sucks, because all my people are injured and fired.
Hey, one of Tiff's people got fired.
Yeah, but he didn't have any points, so.
Yeah, he didn't have any points. It didn't affect our roster any. I lost people who were earning me points. I lost Enzo, who was earning me points. Freaking Samoa Joe would probably be earning me points if he was around. Alicia Fox wouldn't be earning me points, but she might show up occasionally if she was around. Brian Kendrick would probably be earning me points on the cruiserweight if his face wasn't broken.
Yeah, she lost Jason Jordan.
She did lose Jason Jordan. That is true.
Sorry.
Alrighty, so there we go. Let's take a look at the leaderboards. Why don't we?
Sure.
Bam! Still in the lead is Cedric Alexander at 422. Clocking in at second is Seth freaking Rollins at 337, followed by the big dog Roman Reigns at 319. AJ Styles, the WWE Champion, despite doing nothing this week, still in fourth place at 310. Finn Balor moving on up to 307. Just 1 point ahead of the U.S. Champion Bobby Roode at 306, who's followed by the Empress of Tomorrow, Asuka, at 267. The Monster Among Men, Braun Strowman, clocking in at number 8 at 264, and an even tie with Sami Zayn. And rounding out a top 10 is Cesaro at 233. However, his tag team partner, the Bar Sheamus, would be in the top 10 at 234 if Zayn and Strowman are counted as one because they are tied. So there you go. So there you have it.
Right.
And thus, we have another week of the usualness. I thank the two of you for joining me.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see you next week for more of the same, I suppose.
Okay.